Hello everyone, this is TobeTada with another video of crypto trading. Thanks for checking by and let's dive right in. So let's have a look at the BTC USDT trading pair, or otherwise known as Bitcoin. We basically were saying that we were in this B movement here, as you can see, which was preceded of course by the A movement of the A, B, C correction wave. And our guide was basically the last cycle. You can see that this basically played out in the same way here. We had the A, B, and the C movement here. If we draw this in very roughly here. So by basically taking this pattern and putting it onto this current cycle here, we could say that this is basically an A, B, and a C movement, if this indeed plays out in this fashion. So basically here we saw that basically there was a strong drop in price here of about, I believe, about 45% here, and a rebound going up to about half of a point here. And this reminds me of basically what we saw here. For example, we saw an increase in the price here, we saw a fairly strong correction here, and then a rebound taking the price even higher here before finally it came down again, at least in the short term here. And this is what we're seeing here. We saw an increase in price here with the fact that it lost momentum here. It basically corrected itself, but, and that is important, it did not correct itself in this fashion here as we saw in the last cycle here. Here we had a very strong correction going down to 3,600 here, and which would be about almost 10%. Here we had a correction of about 4.5%, but as you can see, it rebounded again, about half of here, half the levels here. So that would indeed indicate to me that we might see a pattern which would be similar to this here. So we probably see again an increase in price, and here this would fit perfectly still with the theory that this is basically our resistance to the price here. And you can see this first point here, which would be this one here, is basically followed by a larger peak up here, which would be this peak here, and that would pretty well fit into this scheme here. And of course after that we saw the fall in price here, which would I definitely expect here. We have been of course talking about an alternate scenario that the price breaks through this resistance, but that is in my opinion fairly unlikely to happen. More likely is that we're going to, after this rebound, still gonna continue going up with the price here, and then indeed see the major correction, which would probably take place in this fashion here that we saw in the last cycle, giving a very strong correction. So probably it would be something like this. We'd see a fairly strong correction going probably down around 3,800, maybe perhaps then stabilizing, and then perhaps even reaching 3,700. And this idea is basically based on here. You can see that there was first a strong correction and then indeed another correction. So proportionately that would give us this movement here, if we translate that pattern over to this cycle here. And that would indeed be then the C movement here, which would not be complete down here. As you can see, there was again an upward movement and then a final downward movement. So we'd probably see something like that here. And I'm fairly sure that we're going to see the support here at this level, meaning that the price won't continue to fall here. So yeah, that was basically the update for today. basically the interesting point was here, this action here that we saw, the correction here and the rebound here, and we can basically use that as also like I guess looking at our theory, if this is basically what is going to happen, and use it as a tool to I guess make a prediction and see if how accurate our our predictions are basically. So basically here the idea that we're gonna see this repeat in this pattern here, I think we will, and after that we are going to very likely see this C correction, which will probably in the long term, in a couple of weeks, give us a price of about 3,700. So thanks for checking by, and see you in the next video. Bye.